having a hard time getting everything straight. But it is 6:30 on Tuesday, which means it's time for another episode of Tiger Stamp Club Live, where we make great cards. And I see Barbara Milligan's here. Hi, Barbara. How are you? I had a hard time landing on a good card for tonight. I mean, there's lots out there, but I just couldn't find one that I really wanted to do. And then all of a sudden I ran across one by one of the artisan designers, and I think it's really pretty, and you're going to be proud to send it. Hey Berna, I'm glad you're here. Hey Jill. I am excited about this one. It's using a brand new set from the annual catalog, I believe. But don't quote me on that. But before we get into all that, let's go over the news from Stampin' Up. There's not too much, really. First of all, there is a starter kit special that is on right now and goes through the end of the month. And for $99, you can select $165 worth of items. And that's all items that you choose, nothing that's pre-selected. On top of that, your whole kit is free shipping. I do believe you pay taxes. And they include a paper pumpkin kit inside, so you can try out paper pumpkin if you haven't done that before. I've had a couple of people drop recently. And do you know that after the month that you dropped, last month, that you can just hop right back on if you want to? So if you're going to spend anywhere close to $99, I would recommend getting the starter kit so you can get $165 worth of items. That's how I got started. Doesn't mean that you have to do what I do. Not at all. You could just get the starter kit and be done if you wanted to. But from that point on, every time you order, you get a 20% discount on anything that you order, or most things that you order. There are some business kind of things that if you order those, do not count for the 20% off. But anyway, that's getting way into the weeds. It's a good deal. It's the best time to sign up if you're going to do it. And if you have any questions, just let me know. So here is the card that we are going to make today. Hey, Gloria. Hey, Nancy. Hey, Linda. And I'm waiting for it to appear. There's a little delay on the video. And the video seems kind of jerky to me. I don't know if it's appearing jerky to you, but hopefully we can get through this. I saw this and I just thought, it is so pretty. And I didn't even know everything about it yet. The DSP is doing a lot of the work on this front of the card. And I saw it. Of course, there were no directions, so I kind of had to figure it out on my own. And then on the inside is this surprise. You've got this little pleated, what they call a pleated prism card, because it kind of meets in the middle and it looks kind of like prism lights coming together. You can kind of see there how that's all scored and folded on the inside, and it just adds to the fancy of this card, I believe. And so we're going to do that. I just thought, I like the card just looking at the front. And then I said, oh, wait, there's more pictures. And I slid over and she showed the inside. And I was like, okay, you got me. We can do that one. All right, let's talk about the the items that we're going to be using on today's card. First and foremost, it's the Gallery Blooms bundle. And you'll notice that this stamp set, it's photopolymer, and it contains images only. That's because it is partnered with another set. So here we've got the corresponding dies that go with it. So I believe everything here, there's a die to cut it out, yes. And then you have additional dies on top of that. So 5 photopolymer stamps and 13 corresponding dies. Oh, and I didn't even show you the major one is this frame die that goes with it. And I, you know, I've used this more than I really thought I would ever use it. And now I can't get it back in here, so give me a minute. Got to hold my mouth just right. There we go. Yeah, so it's super useful, and you can create the prettiest cards with it. We're also going to be using the beautiful Motifs stamps. Now there's corresponding, yes, there are corresponding dies to this. I did not grab those, but you can see that these are mostly sentiments. And we're going to be using sentiments from this set. And they're paired together, which is kind of interesting. And then also we're going to be using the DSP from the beautiful Gallery 6x6 Designer Papers series stack. And it's just beautiful. I think I've showed you this before, but it's worth another look at this beautiful paper. Very artistic, and I've seen a lot of cards that kind of just use some of these artistic images and cut out the frame. Oh, I have. When you cut out the frame, if I can grab these, not only do you get the frame that we're using on our card, which goes in the middle here, you get these other 2 pieces as well that you can set aside and use on another card. But look, I mean, depending on, you know, I would pick a different color for this particular one, but you can just see how easy it would be to create a card front with this DSP and just using one of these frame die cuts and just make a really stunning card. Yeah, this paper is amazing. Look at that. Oh, that blue would go with that, I think. Look at that. If that was cut down to be a card front, that's so pretty. All right, anyway, let's keep going. Really cool, I love that. So this DSP, again, is called Beautiful Gallery. I think it lives up to its name. All right, and included in this suite of items is this classic 3/8" ribbon, and this happens to be basic beige. We're going to use some of that, and to finish it off, we're going to use some antique pearls on our card, if I don't forget. All right, so I've got a few items already die cut or measured. So let me just start here with my card base, which is out of a brand new in color called Cloud Cover. Oh, that reminds me of something else I need to tell you. This is the in color that when they before they released the catalog, before it went live on the 6th of this month, they let everybody know that the ink pad was not behaving correctly, did not meet their color standards, so they weren't going to be releasing it. Well, apparently a lot of the demonstrators who went to the convention this year, I did not happen to go, but they liked the color anyway, even though it did not match or, you know, like they usually do. Stampin' Up's really good about color coordination. Something about the foam pad in the ink did not chemically go together, and it changed the color. Well, they've decided, because I guess they had stock, to release to only demonstrators cloud cover ink pad, because they've communicated to us that it's a 50-50 chance. Some of the pads were fine, some of the pads had a change color. And so they told us, a week or so ago, that we could order when the catalog went live. And so I did. I ordered, and I haven't opened it yet to see if I've got one that is the right color or one that is a different color. Now, they also did say with the re-inker and a little ink spot, a blank ink spot, you can create your own cloud cover little ink spot. And that is, that one is not made out of foam, so it doesn't have the interaction. So if you like that color, you can create your little ink spot with a re-inker and your color will be fine. So if that's something that you are interested in, that's how I would go if I were you. One of these days, I'm going to open this up and see if I've got a good apple or a bad apple. Anyway, so this is our normal side folding card base out of cloud cover. And let's see. First of all, I guess I'm just going to set that aside because I do want to begin by stamping. And I do want to tell you that I tried a million different ways. Remember that there were no instructions for this card, and I just kind of had to, figure it out on my own. And so on my card, I used thick basic white, and then I heat embossed it and then colored it, watercolored it in. And I like it. I mean, I like it a lot. I do. I like it a lot. But then I sat there and I got to thinking, well, what if I, try and use blends markers? Well, that did not work at all. It just covered up my, ink because I was trying not to heat emboss, because I hate to heat emboss on video or, when I'm live. I was trying to get out of it. So, anyway, that did not work. Just stamping with this basic beige and trying to color it in with blends markers did not work. So I'm back to heat embossing, but I'm going to use watercolor paper just to see if I can make that work. And so I am going to put the watercolor paper in, and I'm using my Stamparatus. Now, because I want to, now where did that come from? I want to heat emboss with my basic beige as my color, and I don't have basic beige embossing powder. And so, you guys know that you can create your own embossing powder color by stamping in the ink, and then whatever color ink you want, and then stamping over it again with Versamark, and then heat embossing it with clear powder. And so that's what we're going to do. I am going to, first of all, I'll put this under here. I'm going to ink up my ink pad with basic beige. And this is watercolor paper that I've got in here. And you're going to have to use a stamping platform of some type. If you don't have the Stamparatus, we no longer sell these, but there are other options out there in the marketplace. You need some sort of stamping platform because you're going to need to stamp over it, and it needs to be in the exact same spot. So that's why I'm using the Stamparatus. And I'm trying to lift this up without moving my paper. And I'm going to clean that off. And now I'm going to go in with Versamark. Where'd my Versamark go? Here it is. I'm going to go in with Versamark and go right over the top of that. And then I should be able to heat emboss it with my clear embossing powder. And I'm looking, oh, I know where I put it. I was like, where is my clear embossing powder? But I put it in my drawer so I wouldn't lose it. And then I almost forgot about it. All right, so now, a lot of moving parts today here. Now I'm going to coat this with my clear embossing powder. And this is the old style. I know I have some new style somewhere, but where it is a mystery right now. Sorry, I'm off camera a bit. There we go. Set this aside, set this aside. Close this, we're done with that. Oh, you need 2 of these, and I've already done one because you didn't need to see me do this twice. And so now we're going to set this powder on here. And since we stamped in that basic beige first and then put clear embossing powder over the top, when this sets, it's going to look like the color of the ink. So using clear embossing powder, you can emboss with whatever ink color you have on hand. It is a little difficult to see when it's set up, but I think that is set up. I'm pretty sure. All right, we're going to call it good. All right, let me kind of clean up for a second. And now I need to die cut this out. So I've got my die cut machine set up on the side. So give me 1 second while I die cut this. Here is the corresponding die. I was wondering if we just recently had Mayfest downtown, in downtown Tulsa. I was wondering, did anybody go? I had plans to go and we never made it. Hey, Denise. Glad you made it. Hey, Patricia. Why am I yelling? You guys can hear me. Why am I yelling? All right, so here's how it turned out die cut. And I'm just going to put this back because I know I'm going to misplace it if I don't. Put that back there. All right, so now that this is heat embossed, I am going to go in with some Secret Sea ink. And the Secret Sea ink is one of the new ink colors. And I am going to, here, I'm gonna all I did was took a block and picked up some ink on the block, and now I am going to, hold on. I'm going to pick up some of this ink on my water painter, and I'm going to start coloring in the flower centers and the leaves. And this is kind of almost, well, it will be an emboss resist kind of technique. Kind of got a little too wet here, but that's why I have my paper towel. And I'm adding just this blue to the leaves and the centers of the flowers. And there's just a very few tiny little dots in the center of these flowers where the ink can land. But I do kind of like this watercolory effect. All right, I'm going to let this dry. And then we're going to go back here in a minute and we're going to add some more color to it. All right. So for the front, I have a panel of the DSP from that beautiful gallery set that I've cut down to 4 1/8 by 5 3/8 because I wanted more of the DSP to show. And so we are going to adhere that to the front. Make sure I know where it's opening. There's a tiny little 1/8 of a border going around this card. Just trying to put it on here straight. There we go. And then here is this frame piece that I've already die cut out. And it's going to go in the center like that. And then you need a piece of basic white that is approximately 2.5 by 4 1/8. You've got some wiggle room because it just needs to be smaller than this frame. And you see you've got like this 1/2 inch border to work with. So as long as it's smaller than the frame, you should be good. All right, let's decorate this up just a little bit. And for that, I'm going to use my basic beige again. And I'm going to use this kind of, it's a little floral something or other that I'm going to put this paper underneath so I don't get ink everywhere. It kind of looks like baby's breath when all is said and done. Oh, wait. I figured out that we're going to go this way. And then I'm going to just turn it around and we're going to go this way. So that just adds a little bit of texture in the background, and actually we do cover up quite a bit of it, so it's not extremely crucial. And now I am going to adhere, I'm going to adhere that panel behind the frame. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add seal around this frame. Maybe I should do it this way. There we go. And so this is what we have for our card front, and it is going to go right there. And I can't remember, did I? Yes, I did pop that up. So let's put some dimensionals on there. Okay, someone said, I agree on the dark blue. Let me look and see what's happening. Oh, Elizabeth says she loves that dark color blue. Me too. I find myself using it a lot. And I didn't know I even needed another blue. You know what I mean? But I really do like this one. Yes, kind of going overboard with the dimensionals here. Okay, this is going to be in the center. Okay. Get your card straight first, then maybe that'll help you, Manny. Here we go. That looks pretty good. All right. Now, here is the first one that I did. So one is going to go in this corner, and I said we needed to add a little bit more color. To this one before we add it in. So I'm just going to dot on a little bit of darker color here and there. Just so there's some variation in color there. All right, I'm gonna let that go. And let's see. Yeah, I can go ahead and adhere this. You can see that a lot of this background stuff gets covered up, but again, it's my theory of having on good underwear. You know it looks good underneath all of it, right? It's got a little bit of smear there, but I think I can get away with that because the ribbon is going to be right about there too. So we'll make sure that ribbon covers that little bitty blotch there. And that is going to go in that corner. Look how pretty that already is. It kind of looks old-fashioned, very traditional. All right. I am going to set this aside for a second. Put it over here. And we're going to come over here to our inside piece. And our inside piece is 5 1/4 by 5 1/4. And we are going to score this. And to do that, I'm going to need my trimmer and a pencil. So I want to make sure I get this on camera. So let the delay catch up with me. Hey, Carol. All right, looks like it's caught up. So this is 5 1/4 by 5 1/4. And so the halfway mark, oh, I need to mark this on the backside. The halfway mark of 5 1/4, half of 5 is 2 1/2, and then we need another 1/8. So 2 1/2 and an 1/8. I'm going to go ahead and score that. So that is 2 5/8. I'm going to go ahead and score that, get that cutting blade out of the way, and I am going to score this right down the middle here. All right. All right. I'm going to move this way and then I'll move the other way. So I'm going to go in 1/2 inch increments. So I need to score this. A 1/2 inch over turns out it's going to be 2 5/8 is where I'm at. It's going to be 3 1/8. And I'm going to put a little mark there, pencil mark at 2 1/8. 2 1/8, and 3 1/8, and then I'm going to go another 1/2 inch, and that's 3 5/8, and do a little mark. Okay, I'm going to go back to the center. And now I need to score at 2 1/8. Mark. And then at 1 5/8. Okay, that's as hard as it gets. So I've got my center score line here, and then I went over 1/2 inch, and then over 1/2 inch again, and then over 1/2 inch, and over 1/2 inch again. So I'm going to do that again on this side. So I need to be at, hold on. 2 1/8. Just want to make sure. Yes, 2 1/8. Make a little mark. And then 1 5/8. Make a little mark. And then go back to the middle and go over to 3 1/8. And 3 5/8. All right. Now, what I'm going to do, I've already scored down this middle line. And so what I want to do is I want to score from this one on the left side, 1 over from the middle on the left, to 1 over from the middle on the right. So I'm going to line up those little marks that I made in the little track here. Make sure, I'm going to take this off for a second because I'm so afraid, if I can make it come off, I'm so afraid I'm going to cut instead of, instead of score. All right, so let me score there. And then I'm going to go over to this farthest one on the left and line it up with the farthest one on the right. Make sure those little marks are in the track and score there. Now I'm going to do the other side. Line up the first one to the right of the middle with the first one to the left of the middle down here. Now we're just going the opposite direction. And now we're going to do the furthest one on the right, line it up with the furthest one on the left down at the bottom, and we should be good. All right. Now I can put my cutting blade back on. I think I'm done with my trimmer. All right. So now we have this panel here, and I'm going to start by folding on this center line. And this is going to be a valley fold. And I'm just going to make sure it's nice and crisp. All right. Now I'm going to move over one from the one to the left at the top and match that up with one to the right at the bottom. So I'm going to, and it needs to be a mountain fold. And I'm making it look much harder than it really is. Or maybe it is that hard. Oh, okay, now I get it. Oops, I got off a little bit. It is a little fussy. I think that's it. No, we'll fix it. All right. So we've got our valley fold, we got our mountain fold, and so this is going to be a valley fold moving over to the left. You know what? Maybe that's what I I think I scored it incorrectly. So let me put this back in just to make sure. This valley. There we go. I got that one. Ooh. All right. Just reinforcing these here. All right, now I just need to do it on this side again. So this is valley, so this one's going to be mountain. And it might look a little wonky on video here, but when you're doing it, it's really not all that. That is if you've scored it. If you've scored it right. All right, so now what we have you just make it collapse on itself. Here we go. I got it. Like that. And it comes to a little bit of a point there. And that's what you want, kind of like a tip of an airplane if you're making a paper airplane. All right, we're gonna go with that. Looks pretty good. All right, now let's open this up. And for our inside panels, we've got 2 of the Secret C that are 1.5 by 5 1/4. And so I'm going to adhere one right now. Uh-oh. Got to be careful of that, don't you? So maybe I'll use some liquid glue. Luckily, it's on the back and will not show. And I'm going to cheat it just a little bit further this way to the left than I normally would. Something like that. All right. And now I'm just going to make sure I want my flowers to be like this. I'm going to make sure that when I line this up, that the point does not cross over the center fold there. And so now I'm going to add some, oh my goodness, My tape is, oh, it's Seal Plus, that's why. That Seal Plus is aggressive. All right. I'm sure going, yeah, I really want to do this now. All right, so now I'm just going to butt this edge up along this this cardstock here. Line it up so it's nice and together. I'm just trying to get this to fold under here. I don't think it's absolutely necessary, but all right. We're just going to go with it because I checked the pleats and the pleats are fine. I just want to make sure I don't get this tape anywhere that I don't need it. Oops. Probably should have adhered this next. Let's adhere this panel. And now I'm just going to butt this up like that. And I'm going to train my little pleats here. Let me see what my other one looks like. Down, W. All right. It's not behaving exactly right. So I'll send you this one that is behaving exactly right. But let's finish this one. And I got to figure out what might have happened there. So let's just finish this up real quickly and I will put it together. So I'm going to add some detail to this panel here, like that. And that. And then we're going to do it again over here. Like that. Like that. All right. And then these This one gets attached on the right. And we're going to stamp a little oh, wrong ink pad. Where is my cleaner? Let me just clean that off real quick. Little inside saying right here says, "You've been on my mind." What a great thing to send to somebody. And then we'll finish the front. Oh, look, I have an extra one I must have made. All right, we're going to add our sentiment here. Thinking of you. I'm going to pop that up with some mini dimensionals. And before I, attach it, I'm going to get my ribbon, my bow, which I've already tied. I'm going to add my bow first. So with that, I need a glue dot. I was watching somebody and she says she's a messy stamper, and I was like, no, you're not. That would be me. I just can't, I've often made the comment how much it takes just to put one card together. How much mess it takes. All right, I'm going to trim those off, but I'm going to get this sentiment on here first. Are you guys messy card makers? Or does your desk look very put together when you're done making a card? I would like to know. Okay, let me trim this off. And I'm going to finish this card off by using some antique pearls. There are 3 sizes to these. You've got large, medium, and small. And so I'm going to start with a medium one. And a small one. See, which direction did I go on this one? I went that way. Well, this one I'm going this way. Maybe I'll go that way. Another small one up here. All right. I got to figure out this pleating. It kind of works, but it's supposed to. It's not as pretty as the one I made before. So this will be the one that you get, where the pleats look so pretty in the middle. But anyway, I thought it was a really good idea. It's really not that hard. I'm sure I'm just missing one little thing to make it behave. Oh yeah, so that goes that way. Oh well, I'll play with it and get it to working, but I thought this card was very elegant. It could work as a thinking of you card, of course, you know, and then with that saying on the inside that says you've been on my mind. That's just a great thing to let somebody know that you're thinking of them. Or this would make a very pretty birthday card, an anniversary card. It would make a great sympathy card. I hope, despite the clunkiness of my pleating, that you still like the card. And really, it's not that hard. I made it a lot harder than it really is. Hey, Leah. A wedding card. You're right, Betty. It would make a wedding card, a beautiful wedding card. Who else did I see? Barbara Price is here. Yes. So remember that if you comment during tonight's video, then you will get your name in for a drawing to win this card. I will send this to you in the mail. If you share tonight's video, then your name goes in twice. You just have to tell me on Facebook that you've shared it. Then I'll put your name in twice. So there it is, a very pretty, what is the name of this again? Gallery Blooms Thinking of You card. The DSP is awesome. Everything that goes along with this suite of items is very, very pretty. And I think you'll enjoy using it. So if you have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator that you work with, please get with them and let them know that you want some of this DSP, or you like this Gallery Bloom stuff. And if you don't, then let me know, and I'll help you out. Thanks for being here, guys. I will see you next time for another great card. Now it's your turn to make a card and make someone's day. I'm going to clean up here. I'm going to go through the comments and start adding people's names to the drawing. And very soon I'll make an announcement on who is getting this beautiful card. Thanks for being here. I'll see you next time. Bye.